Welcome to Coffee, Eggs and Inspiration. In this video, I'm going to do a review of my Oura Sleep Ring. Let's go. So I first got interested in the Oura Sleep Ring as a result of reading Mathew Walker's book, Why We Sleep. It's on the screen at the moment. And actually we had Mathew come and speak to us at Google. And it was really interesting. I found it a very transformational read. Long story short, turns out we do need sleep, and 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep. And if you don't get that, you can't really recover from it. And it does have a lot of detrimental consequences. And some of the famous light sleepers of history, like Margaret Thatcher, Churchill, Ronald Reagan was another example. All of them suffered end-of-life deterioration, neurological deterioration, Alzheimer's, and so on. And there's a real link between a cumulative deficit of sleep and these sorts of conditions, as well as the sort of physiological conditions. So that gave me a bit of a wake-up call, so to speak, and made me focus a lot more on my sleep. And I thought, what better way to nudge me along in that direction than get an Oura Sleep Ring. The ring, I've got the third generation actually, in the same colour as the one showing on the screen at the moment. I've got it in the glossy black colour, which is quite smart. When you order it, they send you out a ring sizing kit, a small plastic kit, so that you can get exactly the right size ring. You tell them which size that is. In my case, that's a size 9. And they send you the ring, and then you download an app, which I'll show you in a moment. There's some good screenshots. Link up the ring. It uses Bluetooth technology, and away you go. And it measures both the daytime activity as well as most importantly, the nighttime activity. It gives you a lot of detail. Here are some screenshots that give you a sense of it. So this is the basic sleep screen. These are not my statistics. This person's obviously slept 8 hours and 12 minutes. But then you can click into that and see what the quality of that sleep is. These are daytime readings that are showing here on the screenshot at the moment. It'll measure exercise, which is pretty cool. Heart rate as well. These little green spots down here show recovery time, sort of relax time, if you like. The most important thing is all of the readings it gives you at night. And they include body temperature, respiratory rate, resting heart rate, and how long your heart takes to reach a resting state. Also the sleep phases. So the light patch, the white patch up the top here, is wakefulness. So think of that as, you're reading perhaps before you fall asleep, and it also shows up as white spots if you stir in the night. Maybe you turn over or just have a small wakeful period. The light blue here are Rem Dreaming Phases. You can see the summary down the bottom here. And REM is that sort of vivid dream phase that we're in. That's super important for things like memory function. Deep blue lines down the bottom, deep sleep. And that's when really there's no big neural activity, and the brain is just sort of in recovery mode, doing some repairs or reinforcing some of those synaptic connections. And then everything in between is sort of halfway between those two. Here you see the heart rate. Mine's really interesting, actually, because I have a pattern that kind of works for me where I don't drink alcohol at all if it's the night before a work day. So Fridays and Saturday nights, okay. The rest of the week I'm teetotal. And actually it's super interesting because it's I'm sort of a 0 or a 1, either on or off. I can see exactly what impact alcohol has on my body. And I'm not a big drinker or anything. I might have a couple of glasses of wine with a meal or something similar. But what I notice is that my heart rate, my resting heart rate overnight, is 20 to 30% higher on those nights where I have alcohol versus those nights that I don't. So there you go. If ever you need a sort of a test and control on the impact of alcohol, that's it. It also gives you a sort of readout in the morning of your freshness, and it takes into account a number of things like the sleep you had in the previous night, and how much exercise you've had, etc., etc. It's called a readiness scale. I don't know if you can see that. That's mine. There you go. That's my one from the previous night. And let me see if I can show you the impact of alcohol, as I mentioned. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that. Those are the blue lines there, and the white bubbles in between show my resting heart rate at night. And do you see the spike there? That is the overnight reading from Friday night. I had a couple of drinks on Friday night, and I didn't have any last night actually. So you can see the spike there, and it's quite a marked spike. Other parts of it, body temperature, all sorts of readouts there. As for charging, the last one I had actually, I found that the battery deteriorated. This was the Oura 2. And I would get one good night out of it, and I need to put it into the charging cradle in the morning. This one is sensational. I don't know what they've done. Maybe it's just a newer device. It may be that the battery has been enlarged or improved in some way, but I'm getting about 5 days out of it. So I actually quite like the look of it. I have a wedding ring on this one, and my Oura ring here. They're different colors, so the contrast, and I kind of like wearing it, and it has the added benefit, of course, of giving me the activity stats during the day, calories burned, the degree to which I'm resting during the day, as well as sort of more peaky activity type thing. So I hope you enjoyed that. That's the Oura Ring. I do recommend it. This is not a sponsored video, I have to add. It's something for me that has been a really good sort of nudge and a reminder of all of those lessons from Mathew Walker's book on why we sleep, why we need sleep. And I found that my sleep's been improved simply because I've just been a little bit more aware of it by following the numbers and watching the numbers the next day. Take care.